Today, I'm playing my home course, Trump International. In my opinion, it's the hardest golf course in all of Florida.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty pissed.
Every hole demands your absolute best, and it doesn't give much back.
Believe me, I'm grinding.
I challenge myself with the goal of breaking par. Let's get into it.
Because I want to be great so bad. You guys have no idea. Cut back. Sit. That might have split the two traps, but we'll see. If that's in between the two traps, that's not that bad of a spot. All right, so we're off and running. I'm already at it. I said to my videographer, I can't believe that ball didn't cut back, because when you have these headwinds, even if you got side spin, if the ball's moving in a certain direction, like if it's a pull or a push, the ball will always keep sliding that way. So it's just, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm a high speed guy. I grew up in Maryland where there's not a lot of wind, and you kind of just throw the ball high, hitting off of bent grass. You can be pretty aggressive, and it grinds my gears, everything about Florida golf, and that's why I'm down here, because I need to be able to play this golf at a good level down here if I want to play golf at a high level anywhere. So this really is more anything a mental test for me, to see how patient I can stay and to just try to stay positive and just keep playing. So that's my goal. Okay, so I'm going to play 48-degree wedge here. I think that downhill grade is going to have it shoot out pretty hot, which should be, with this wind, held up pretty good. And I think I'd aim at that trap in the distance, and that wind will bring it back. So that's kind of my goal. Anything around the green here is really good. See if we can pull it off. Sit. All right, so this would be a pretty straight putt here. I'm gonna play it right center. Just keep it simple stroke here. That was a very unexpected four after, like, this hole, playing into the wind. It's a birdie, making a four here. Okay, on to hole two. Pretty straightaway par four, playing back downwind. I normally hit like a 3-iron here into the flats on the left side of those traps, but I'm gonna rip driver here because it is a tailwind. I think I can get pretty close to the green. We're teed up a little bit in front of these tee markers just so my guy can have a little more room with the shot. So it's like a yard forward. But yeah, I'm gonna rip it with driver. Should be all right. It was just a little right of the flag. We'll see. Those bunkers can get really weird, so it just really depends on where that ball landed. But we shouldn't be too far away from the hole. Maybe like, we'll almost certainly be within like 50 yards of the hole. Okay, so that's a pretty good tee shot up the right side. Probably in the either second to last or last trap. Felt good. It was a good swing. Again, really focusing on my mental game more than anything at the moment, because that's what needs to be worked on the most. I have a tournament in a couple days, and I know my mental game will naturally get better as I play more and compete more. So that's also something I'm keeping in mind. It's so weird, guys. Like, you get to a point where you're afraid to play golf because you're afraid of the impending negative emotions associated with anger and frustration. It's so weird. It's weird to kind of tell it to you guys like that, but that is kind of what I'm dealing with right now. But I think we're handling it okay, and you just got to make this decision outside of yourself that before you go into it, you're gonna choose to have a good attitude and play good in your own mind, if nothing else. So, okay, so we got a shot up this steep lip trap. It's a tough shot, so we're just gonna try to explode it out. One of the biggest things I'm trying to do is before I hit the shot, I'm trying to get into a place of acceptance either way, good or bad. So that's really what I'm working on right now. I think that should be good. I didn't quite get it as spinny as I wanted it to be, but we'll see how that landed on the green. Okay, so that was a really great shot. I mean, This green actually runs away this way. It might not look like it from your angle, but believe it or not, it's downhill running this way. So this was a fantastic shot. We got about 12, 15 feet for birdie, so see if we can roll it in. That would have gone by about 8 feet, but I'll take it. That was a really great 3. What's crazy about this course, they've somehow found a way to make it go fast both ways. So that's that way. Here's this way. It literally rolls away on both sides. So what that's called, guys, is a crown. So if you think of like a crown on a king's head, these greens, what they're doing is they're sloped like this. So think of it like this pin is right here. And so they put that pin right there so everything runs away from the hole. And that's what makes these green complexes so tough, but yet so subtle. All right, so we're on to the 3rd hole. I like to play 1-iron here, right at the left edge of that tree line. A bit of a headwind. If I hit a really good tee shot, we could try to go for it, but you guys will see it in a minute. It's just such a narrow landing area for going for the green in 2. And that's a signature of this course, is like even on par 5s, going for it in 2, it's a nervy shot. Like you can turn a birdie hole into a bogey hole like that, even if you hit a great drive on these par 5s. So we'll deal with that when we get there. But for right now, right up the right edge of that fairway with the 1-iron. Cut, cut. That's just crazy, man. It fell 2 yards left, and that's gonna be the difference between being able to go for it or not. And that's what's so infuriating. Hitting into these headwinds on these holes, you have like a 15-yard window to throw it into to give yourself a chance to be aggressive on the hole. That was a great tee shot, but I'm gonna be blocked out, and here's the crazy thing. Not only am I gonna be blocked out from going for the green, I'm gonna be blocked out from laying up. That's being a little dramatic. I probably have a good chance to lay it up successfully to 100 yards, but I'm gonna have to hit a hook or slice around that tree. So, all right, so I got 208 here. Obviously can't go very vertical with this. Laying up, it's not the worst idea, but I also do feel like I have a decent shot at getting around the green here. Just the tough part is this headwind. It's just gonna be tough to slice it through all that. So I'm gonna aim at those 3 palm trees there. Getting in those traps behind them is a good shot, so we're gonna give it a go here. Keep turning. Keep turning. That's really good. I cannot believe I didn't turn more. This is one of the freakiest greens on the entire course. It doesn't look like it, but this green is scary. And this is the hidden genius of this course. If you don't go down here, guaranteed you're gonna see this as an uphill chip and you're gonna blast it into the fringe long. And this is why tour pros are always stalking the green everywhere, because they're trying to find the low point and the high point and then use that as a guide from which they can build off the slopes and what's happening. So I'm probably right now 3 feet under where my golf ball is on just the other side of the green, but you really can't see it from up there. Man, that's not even a bad shot. It's just there's a crown that's about 4 feet short of that hole. If you get it over that, it rolls to the pin, but I was about 2 feet short of it. Be able to sneak it in there. Okay, so pretty good start. On into 4th hole, bit of a dogleg left, par 4. Again, right into the fan. I'm gonna aim at the there's a couple little tall trees in the back, right center of the fairway. Really here, it's just, you wanna stay on top of the golf ball, because the tough part about this hole is just, it's a very brutal headwind, and that ball will really get eaten up by it, so you just gotta really stay on top of your spin axis and just get it in the fairway. Just need to fall a fraction left, or hold its line at least. That should be fine. Anything left of those palm trees is fine. And just to expand on why I feel so uncomfortable, I'll be honest with you guys, like I've been going through a lot mentally with my game, and I've had a lot of extreme ups and downs. And what I'm really battling is not letting it become too big a part of my identity. So that's what I'm really fighting is I need to get to a place where whether I play good or bad, it doesn't really affect how dinner tastes when I get home, you know? So that's really my biggest battle right now is that. And I think a lot of the struggle with playing good golf is you need to be in a good spot mentally in general, where like you don't feel pressure to play good because you're happy either way. I feel like that's when your best golf comes out, and that's really what I'm trying to get to, because I want to be great so bad. You guys have no idea. And so like if I'm playing good, everything's great. If I'm playing bad, everything's terrible. So like learning to adjust that mindset frees you up so much more to hit easy, effortless shots. So that's really what I'm working on. Okay, so good shot here. Got 122 left. This is so tough to figure out always, but I do believe it's in off the right. I got a 48-degree wedge in my hand. I'm gonna saw it off a little bit, play it to the left side of this green. It should funnel back a little bit. And yeah, we'll see if we can flight one down nicely. This is, again, a shot I struggle with a ton. These lower flighted wedges into the wind. And I be honest with you guys, I feel incredibly uncomfortable right now. And just with but this is why I know it's good for my game, because this is how you get better, is by putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. So. It's actually not a bad spot. I just do not like the look of this green with the water on the right. So I'm missing a good spot there. That's the food and beverage attendant. Cuts down the labor costs. As I said, really not a bad shot at all. This is really not bad. Just these greens are just tiny. So it's gonna be a quick one here, but we do have, it's not a long fly. So if we land on that fringe, I do think it'll roll out nicely to the pin. Dang, sit. I'll take it.
Don't miss it.
All right, well, that was a good 4 there. Really thought for a second that might go in. So I know I'm scoring good, but believe me, I'm grinding. So I'm gonna go with the 6-iron. Try to hold it off against this wind, and I'm gonna aim at the left side of this green. Anything on dry ground is fine. I mean, truly, I really mean that. Holy smokes. Look at that wind take it. Keep going. Jeez. I'm gonna go with a little bump and run here. If this was a foot closer, I would putt it. But there's just a little bit of a kind of up and down slope here that I just don't quite have a good feel for. So this is a really tough chip because the pin is, once again, so we talked about those crowns. If you look closely, you can see that pin is about 5 or 6 feet on the other end of that crown. So what that means is anything that's a little short that doesn't make it to that crown is gonna stop quickly. And anything that's a little too firm and makes it over that crown is gonna roll way past the pin. So it takes one margin of error from this to about that. Come on. Go. Go. That was about a foot away from being almost in the hole. So I'm pretty confident it's gonna move left to right. We got a really quick putt here. We played a ball out, just kind of let it slide right into the cup. Should be a fairly uniform breaking putt here. I'm working hard, guys. Okay, so we're gonna give this a go. So I'm gonna have to hit this 3-iron pretty hard. I do think the wind has started to die down a little bit. So if I flight this thing down and knock off some spin, I do think we'll get there. But I'm gonna play it out left because the wind is gonna push it to the right quite significantly. So we're gonna aim just outside, just to the right of that rock outcropping there and let this ball kind of move to the right with that wind. Man, look at it fight that wind. That's fine. That's a good place to put it. Just don't want to get cute. This can turn into a bogey hole very fast if you do. Okay, and for those of you guys curious on like how I decide whether to go for something or not, if I'm filming like I am now, I am more likely to be aggressive because obviously I'm doing it for the content. But like if I'm in a tournament, I have a very systematic approach, and I'll tell you guys exactly what it is. It's called Decade Golf. Shout out Scott Fawcett. I talk with him quite a bit, and I'm still learning the system, but it's a mathematical system. Depending upon your skill level, you'll have an ice cream cone of misses. That, you know, the standard miss pattern. And so you can actually set your target up to accommodate as much of that miss pattern as possible while hitting the furthest shot you can. That's kind of how what I do, and I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. Just look it up, it's called Decade Golf. I think you guys will really get a lot from it. Okay, so we got 47 yards left. I've been working on the shot a ton because this is the best place to work on it right now. These are the toughest conditions you can have. And what I mean by conditions, I don't mean wind, I mean how tight this grass is. So instead of taking a more lofted, like 60 degree and trying to play it all the way into the green, I have 47 yards. I'm gonna take a 52. I'm gonna open the blade up to give it some bounce, and I'm gonna go toe down so that I minimize the chance of this club digging. It's still gonna be a really hard shot, but this gives me the best chance of clean contact. Did just get up there. It's all in all not too bad. I caught that a bit heavy, but again, toe down, I got away with it. And it's not 5 feet away, but it's, you know. Something else to note here, that as someone who is not a Florida native, I have had to learn. So look right here, you can see this grain. Notice how it changes color right about here. So from your perspective, looking this way, the bright grain, the bright colored grass, the grass is growing that way. And the darker colored grass is growing this way. So what that means is in my putt, since my putt's going this way, the grass is growing against it. So this putt's gonna be a little slower than I anticipate. What's really, it's a good example. Grain tends to change with directional slope changes. So down grain is typically downhill, up grain is typically uphill. The grain change is about a foot short of that hole. Again, on a crown. It's the hidden tricks of this course, so. I actually think that was a really good putt. That would have only gone by about 2 feet, but you guys could probably see how it's kind of like hopping up and down on that grass a little bit, and that's because that ball is rolling this way and the grass is growing this way, so it's kind of hitting that grass and skipping up a little bit, but great putt. Solid play so far, I really can't complain. It's just tough, guys. Like, this course is just so unbelievably difficult, and I actually think filming this, it's weird. Like if I'm playing it by myself, I'm obviously not really going through the motions. I'm just kind of hitting shots, but sitting here and explaining to you guys my thought process is actually helping me read these putts and kind of figure this course out. It's kind of fascinating how by taking that time to talk to you guys about what going through my head and my thoughts, it's funny enough and ironically actually forcing me to learn as well from what I'm saying. So it's really interesting how being a little more deliberate makes it easier to play well. So something kind of fascinating. All right, so we're on hole 7. Got wind off the right. I'm gonna start it at this pin and I'm gonna work it off that pin and try to put it on the left center of this green. And I'm pulling a 9-iron and just hammering it so that I can have a full swing. Anything on the left side of the screen is a good spot. All right, we'll see if it's the number. That's the exact line you want. I cannot believe I got it to stop there. That is gonna be an unbelievable putt. Okay, I was just telling my cameraman this, that was a really good shot, but when you have trouble on one side and a sucker pin like that, a lot of people say aim for the center of the green. That is a great target, but what I like to do is I will aim on the edge of the trouble and play a guaranteed shot shape away from it because it gives me that much more room to work with if I know it's gonna move in a certain direction. So just something to keep in mind, something I've found really helpful when I deal with shots like that. The tough part is gonna be, so it's gonna get fast in stages. It's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like that, and then it's gonna really take off close to the hole. So I really have to, what's tough about that is you can't just tap it because the first half is kind of like this. It's a little downhill, but it's not super fast, and then it kind of goes like that. So you gotta be really precise with your speed here, so. Look at that thing go. Look at that thing move. That's just, really didn't even hit it that far past the pin. Yeah, it's probably slide a little bit this way, just a firm putt on, take it at half a ball outside the right edge, firm. And that went dead straight. All right, so we're on hole 8. We're actually playing behind the tips. So this is the 501 yard tee box for the par 4. So dogleg right. I'm aiming driver at these traps and just kind of letting that wind pull it to the right a bit and just send it. Keep slicing. Saw it land, it's fine. It's actually on one of the tee boxes on the other hole. It's from the 500 yard tees, we got 67 yards left. So see the difference in the lie here? This is a stiffer but more buoyant form of Bermuda, cut a little differently. So you can literally see, it's like the ball is just sitting up on this root system so much better. So I'm actually gonna be able to play a 60 degree here. And as I say this, I very well could end up chunking it because I'm now saying, hey, I can hit this shot. In all likelihood, I have a better chance of clipping this because I got a little bit of buoyancy under this golf ball, a little bit of sponge. So I have a little bit more wiggle room with my low point. Okay, so the flag is just left of this, it's the left center of that tree being blocked out by this palm fronds. It's a 67 yard shot. Want to carry this about 60 yards. Oh yeah. Sit. That was a great shot. I didn't talk about this, but that green is running away. I didn't quite get the spin on it I wanted, but I flew at the exact number. It's about a 15 footer. So I carried it right here. It was about a 63 yard carry, about 3 yards off my target, which is acceptable. Still rolled all the way through the green, but just tough, guys. Like you kind of got to accept that when you play out here. So I got to do a few things here. I have to first account for, and this club is very notorious for this. Again, these TPs. So downhill, downhill. What does that do? You fly it here, it stops and rolls back. You fly it here, it skips and runs forward. So for my purposes, I have a little bit of that runoff still to account for, and then it's gonna come back. So the first part of the putt is always gonna break less because the ball has more speed as it's traveling. So I need to play this to slide a little bit left, but not a lot because the ball will roll through that break pretty good. And then what we'd be left with is just a steady left to right slide or so. I'm gonna give it a cup out, play it a little quick. It is approaching 6:30, so we do have to keep that in mind. The greens are still they're quick, but they are getting a little slower. So. God. A little bit of a gust of wind came up. I don't know if that would have made the difference, but at 2 o'clock, that would have definitely gone in. All right, so we're on hole 9. There's a good putt there, just not quite firm enough. But we're hitting a 3-iron here right at the American flag. Just gives us a little more room on both sides. You can hit a 1-iron here. If you hit a 1-iron, it's got a little right to left action. You get nervous when it starts landing on that left side of that fairway because it just funnels it right to the water. It's fine, but that was hit so bad. Just caught that off the toe. It was a bit of a nervy swing. That water always messes with my head. That's all right. I'm gonna hedge here with the 5-iron. If I block it right, it has a fighting chance to stay short of the stuff on the right. This will be a tough shot, but we're gonna give it a rip. Got a bit of a tailwind, so I have a good chance of funneling up into that green. Get up. Go. Had a lot of spin on it, I don't know. It's gonna be really close. God, that wind shifted from a tail to a cross. The second I hit it too. Well guys, this has been honestly a grind. I didn't expect it to turn into this, but it's been great practice for me to really try to manage my emotions. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm exhausted though. Like I've been here for probably 12 hours. So it's tough, but it does look like I'm a fraction short. Not a bad spot. Still have a chance to chip in, so let's see it. It's the So there's just no roll up. You're not gonna get anything running up to these greens. It's just, that's one of the hidden tricks of this course. I got a slightly tight lie, so gotta keep that in check. Remember what I said earlier, toe down, vertical shaft plane. What I mean by vertical shaft plane is this. Keep that thing up here. Watch this thing roll past this hole. It's just unbelievable how much that thing rolls when it stops going fast. It's gonna be one of those putts where I don't know exactly how this is breaking, but I gotta commit to a line. I would not be like this on literally any other course. So like the standard of golf I'm playing right now, if I was playing at my home club, which hosts local qualifiers, it's a hard course. This would be a putt for a 30, not a 33 or a 34, whatever we're at right now. Like that's why I'm annoyed, because it's not as slight in the club. This club is doing what it's supposed to do, which is beat you up. It's just frustrating when you hit it this good, you're playing this good, and you're not shooting like mid-60s. I'm gonna put this right center. I think it's gonna be pretty standard. I'm gonna say if anything, it's gonna be a fraction downhill, but I'm not gonna worry too much about speed. I think it's a fairly standard speed. Another beautiful putt that is not rewarded. That is very frustrating. I hit a good putt, just didn't go in. That's gonna happen, especially at this course. So we're making the turn now. We have about 2 hours of daylight left, so we'll see if we get it in. I'm not playing slow, but I am playing deliberate. I'm playing this like I'd be playing a tournament. I'm really trying to talk through everything. We'll see, but regardless, I'm playing good. I'm happy how I'm playing. I can't complain at all. It's just, as I told you guys earlier, it's just tough to not get frustrated because you know you can play so much better, so. All right, so I got a 1 iron here, playing in about 20 yards left of that electric box. It's a tough tee shot. Got a bit of a headwind off the left, so I think just carry about 280, 290, just trying to put it in that fairway, give myself a chance to attack. I mishit it, so that might save me. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so tee shot actually worked out pretty good. Got 144 left, wind is off the left. I think it's just a straight crosswind. Got a 52-degree wedge in hand. Gonna play the left center of this green. The ball's gonna wanna fall to the right, and the green will kind of funnel it that way too. And this green's kind of like this, so it's gonna take a pretty hard hop. So we definitely want something coming in with some spin. Keep moving right. Come on, help me out. I think that got back onto the putting surface. Should have probably about a 30-footer. If I got a little help from that wind, it should have slid back, but with the wind moving that way, just enough of a hanging lie to make you think about it, that water can really come into play fast, because that water is really close to that front edge of the green. And you guys know, if you squeeze one out to the right, you lose distance. So even if it's miss 10, 15 feet right, if you lose 7 or 8 yards, that thing can end up in the water like that. Okay, so just missed the green here. Got about a 30-foot chip shot. It's gonna be a really straight chip. Maybe move right to left a little bit. This is the flattest green on the course. So really here, it's just don't complicate it. Keep a simple shot simple. Same thing, toe down, vertical swing plane. I wanna carry this about 2 yards onto the green and just turn it into a putt. I got a 56 degree in hand here. That's crazy, man. This one's gonna be tough. I mean, I'm gonna play this left center, but this putt is not gonna move much from what I can tell. Just gotta commit to a line and roll it. Pushed it. That was disgusting. All right, so on hole 11, we got 177. Wind is helping a fraction off the left, so I'm gonna go with the pitching wedge here. And just started just left of the pin. Wind should hold off a draw here. And just put it a little left of that hole. All back. And it's on the back center of the green, about a 25 footer. All right, so we got about 30 feet here. As usual, I'm not really sure what this is gonna do. I actually think it's gonna be fairly straight. It's right on his crown, looks like. Be a little quick. So getting this down in 2 would be just fine. I might look like an idiot though once this putt starts rolling and I see which way this is breaking. Or I might look like a genius. Just kidding. It's a 3. All right, so we're on hole 12, 630 yard par 5. You just got to throw a 3-iron into that tiny little gap there. Okay, so I got 320 left, a bit of a jumper here. I'm gonna play a 3-iron just left of this green, try to chase it up. Just see if we can get green side just a little left of the green. Fall right. Of course that's gonna drag it left. See if it stays short of that trap. The trap's pretty far back there, and I caught it a little juicy, so we'll see. Okay, so we're in a fun spot here. We got about a 50-yard explosion shot. The best thing you can do here is take a lower lofted wedge. I got a 52 degree. I'm gonna open it up and just play it as a very long explosion shot. But this is an extremely difficult shot. Ugh. All right, so just a tough bunker shot there. You can try to fly this onto that fringe and just let it slide a little bit to the right. Sit! Look at that roll! All right, so on hole 13 is gonna be playing into the wind off the right just a little bit. Pretty straight away. I'm gonna be playing it at the right edge of this fairway, see if I can get it to fall a little bit left. But again, just another really tough hole, 480 into the wind. I was absolutely melted. Let's turn this into a birdie hole. Best tee shot I've hit all day. All right, it's been a while since I've checked in, but this is just tough, guys. I'm hanging in there psychologically, playing pretty good, but I'm drained. So this has been tough, but we just ripped another drive. See if we can keep playing good. 98. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the sandwich. Play this back at 105. Ball will come back if it lands past the pin. Turnover. I think that turned out pretty good. Can't complain about it. I think the wind helped out a little bit there. We have about probably 12 or 15 feet left for birdie. All right, so it's gonna be a fast putt, sliding right to left. Got to be very mindful of speed here. Just gonna have this, I'm playing this at least a couple feet out. I'm just gonna try to have this spill in from the right side. I guess y'all's left side. Fours are good on this hole though. Would have been nice to get a 3 on that. All right, so there's a couple trees out in the distance, some palm trees. There's a couple twin palm trees. You're gonna aim at that with a 3-iron. It should move a little off the left of this wind. It's perfect. See if that ball gets some carry, get onto that far plateau. I think it did. So one hole on this side that's tailwind with this prevailing wind. Okay, so a good tee shot here. We got 126, pins in the back. It's playing uphill. Got to play this probably 135. So I'm gonna take a sandwich, hit a pretty full shot here so I can offset that elevated green and still have it come in pretty steep. And it's all gonna wanna move to my right, so aiming a little bit left of this pin is not a bad spot. Let's see if it's the number. I think that could be pretty good. See how much that spun towards the hole. Landed soft, which is what I wanted to see. I think it's gonna want to slide a little bit left to right this way. Gonna put it left edge. So if I roll it at that spot, if it goes dead straight, it should still catch the cup. And it could slide as much as 3 inches left to right and still go in, so. That was a perfect putt. It's a good 3. All right, so on hole 15, par 5, gonna be hitting 1 iron right at that mogul on that back corner of the fairway. Just put it left, everything should kind of move back towards the right. Yep, that should hold its line. I think it should stay short of that hill, that pocket too. Yeah, that's all you're trying to do. Probably gonna lay up, but we'll see. Yeah, that was a really solid birdie back there. Playing solid, just trying to really manage my emotions, as I said at the beginning of the round. It's just tough, you know, like the more you work at this game, the more you start to really want to be good at it. And it's just a game that beats you up. And you know, there's days you think you're Tiger Woods, and there's days you think you don't even belong on a golf course. Like, it's crazy. And I'm really trying to get to a place where I zoom out and see the macro view of this. Instead of, you know, living and dying on every shot every day. You just can't do that. You're never gonna have fun. So I'm really trying to approach it like that. I know the vast majority of the work is coming from the mental side, so. All right, so we got 252 left of the pin. Wind is straight off the left. It's a small area out there. That creek is pretty small as well. It's a tough decision whether or not to go for it or not, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a rip. I do think this wind will hold off a hook a little bit and keep me in play if I do that. I'm gonna aim right at the pin and just play a bit of a draw. It's fine, just a really long layup. That's the primary reason I went for it, because that creek is really small. If you hit it in it, you hit it in it, but like you got a bit of a bailout, right? Okay, we've got 51 yards left here. Running away from us a little bit. We want to fly this about 45. I'm gonna open the blade of this 60 and try to get a little spin on this. 10, 15 feet past this hole is not a bad spot, so. It's totally fine. It's really, everything runs away, so that's not a bad shot. I caught it a little skinny. Could have gotten a little closer, but could have been far worse. All right, so ran it by a little bit, but as I said, a 15-footer is not bad. Pretty much straight side hill. So it's gonna wanna slide left to right pretty good. So I'm gonna put this about 2 or 3 feet outside the left edge. Wow, very much overread that. All right, 5, moving on to hole 16. All right, on hole 16, once again, another hole you can't really see much of the hole. But I'm gonna start at that lefternmost palm tree with a bit of a draw of the 3 iron. Leave us probably about 120 left, so that's the plan. Wind's gonna pull it a bit, but that should be okay. So as a solid tee shot, will probably be just in the left rough. Man, it's the first time I've played all 18 from the tips here in a while, and I know why I don't do it much, and frankly, not many people do. It's just, it's so exhausting. It's great to have here because if you want to do it, you can. I mean, I would put the tips here up against any course in the world, and I'll go a step further. I would put this as like, if you took all the US Open setups, I would put this as like, say the last 20 US Open setups, maybe a slightly easier than average setup at the US Open, but it would absolutely be right at home. And that's of course factoring in, assuming the standard 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. I think if you had 72 holes of metal play here, you wouldn't see many guys get into the red on the PGA Tour. It's just that hard. Okay, so not a bad tee shot here, just a little bit in the left rough. Got 115 left, pins on the right side. Wind off the right. I think it's hurting a fraction, so I got to keep that in mind. I'm gonna take a 52 here, flight it down a little bit, bring it in from the right. This ball should land pretty soft, so we've got a good chance to hit this ball pretty close if we execute well. Keep coming. Oh my gosh, come on, give me a break. 20-foot chip here. I want to fly just onto that green. Again, vertical swing plane, toe down. I'm gonna take a 56 because this is a little bit of a tight lie. Just try to pop it literally a foot onto this green. Just need it to chew a little bit when it lands. Exactly that, like that. Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. It's another good 4. All right, so on hole 17, 208-yard par 3, pins in the back right. I'm taking 8-iron. We're gonna get a little help off the left with this wind, but it also is getting late, so the ball's going shorter, so I think they're gonna cancel out. I'm gonna be aiming at the little dip in those 2 trees, just in the center of the green. Just wanna put this thing in the center of the green. That's all you're trying to do here. Come on, wind, pull back. That is holding its line unbelievably well. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty pissed because I hit a really good shot and just got punished. Landed on this downslope, went in the water, so I took a drop. I don't really want to talk about it. I mean, yeah. Let's see if we can get up and down. Watch this one go right. Oh, God. That was a bogey on a par 3 where I hit 3 great shots. All right, well, tough 4. I really hit 3 good shots there, but just a quick side note. Difficulty, of course, is measured in slope, and this is a 155, so 155 is the maximum slope. The way these tees work, the slope gets about 4 or 5 points harder with each tee box. And the tips is at least 6 or 7 higher than the furthest back tee box. And it goes like this. So the blues are the 3rd furthest up. The blue slope is like 147. In fact, let me check it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you look right here, you can see the slope numbers. 149, 153, and then 155. This is probably a legitimate slope of about 159 or 60, but it's so difficult. It literally is too high for it to be measured properly because you can only get up to 155 slope. So just gives you guys kind of an idea. All right, so we made it on to 18. I know we're close to even, but I've been just trying to forget about the score and just play because I've been grinding my butt off. It's been a fight, but I've been playing. This has been good so far. So gonna aim at that farthest right palm tree with a little bit of a draw. The wind's gonna pull it. It's into us off the right. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just send it with the driver. Should be good. Look like a good line. Wind gusted up a little bit, but I hit that fairly low. I can't quite see where it went, but the starting line looked good and it felt like I had a solid square hit, so we'll see. All right, so I was driving up the last hole. It's been a tough day. Didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's turned into a pretty cool little video. Really happy with how I've been playing. I feel like I've battled this course pretty well. It's just been tough, but you know, this is how you get better. You gotta grind it out, battle the course till the end. That's what we're trying to do, so. I can only put so much speed on it because I'm gonna be playing a hook, which is gonna be moving hard and it's gonna be moving fast. So I have to try to put a ton of side spin on this shot without adding much speed and catch it cleanly against a hanging lie. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna start this at the right edge of that green and just hook it as hard as I can back towards that pin. Got a 52 degree in hand. This is all imagination here. And that rolls back is a crown about halfway between me and the pin. It's all about getting it right over that and just letting it trickle. So I got a 52-degree wedge. Same thing, vertical swing plane, toe down. Really just trying to stay shoulder to shoulder. Roll fly this about 2-3 yards onto the green. Just let it run out. It's gonna move right to left pretty good too. So that's exactly where we wanted to land it. And is it gonna keep going? To stop it there is unbelievable. Okay, so we got about 7 or 8 feet left here for par. Pretty quick putt. It's gonna move right to left, but I think there's gonna be a shelf starting about a foot or two out from the hole where it kind of holds the putt up a little bit. So I think it's gonna be breaking right to left and then level off a little bit. So caught the left edge. It did straighten out, so glad I saw that the last second, but that was brutal. I mean, this is the hardest golf course in Florida as far as I'm concerned, at least right now. Because everything's, as I said, everything's firming up, browning out a little bit because it's about to head into the off season. So it's a beautiful course and I love playing here in the sense that it's an incredible challenge and it's an awesome place to practice and train. It's making me a great golfer. So yeah, this was an absolute battle. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for putting up with my temper tantrums and maybe I hope you guys enjoyed that sneak peek inside my mind and kind of what I'm dealing with as I try to get more and more serious about competitive golf. But I have a feeling I'm gonna be like a mixture of Tyrell Hatton and Spencer Levin, if I'm being honest. So that's what you guys can expect. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you guys later. Peace out.